Hey everyone, let's do an example build of how we can use the GitHub Trigger to do an SQL query on our database. Let's jump right in. Starting out in WayScript, to create this simple solution, we'll be using the GitHub Trigger. The GitHub Trigger monitors GitHub Events, and whenever an event happens on GitHub, we can trigger the execution of our program on WayScript. So, to do this, we'll use that GitHub Trigger. We can click on Add Trigger and select GitHub. From here, we can choose the repository that we want to monitor. After we choose that repository, we can choose the mode that we want. So in this one, let's look for push events, and then I'll choose the branch of master. So what we're saying is whenever there's a push event to master, we'll execute our program. We're also able to take outputs from the GitHub Trigger if we want to. If we select an output, we see a variable is created down here in the left, and we can pass that information to other dynamic processes in our tree. For this example, I don't need any of this information. However, I do want this program to execute when this push event occurs. So I'll use this GitHub Trigger. Now, if I want to write an SQL query, I can use the SQL Module. From here, I can add my own SQL database if I want to, or I can select one that I've already added. Once I've selected my database, I'll click on Edit Code, and this will give us a text editor that we can write custom SQL code in. In this example, I just have a few dummy tables, so we'll just select one of them. So let's select all from a table of active users. Clicking on Run Code, we get that information back from my database over here on the left. I don't need the ID column, so I'll just select this column. We can label this variable whatever we want. So I'll say active users. And when we click off, we see that the variable down here on the left becomes a list type of natural numbers from this SQL database. At this point, now that we've pulled in the information, we could do whatever we needed to with it. We could send an email, a Slack message, and much more. Let's take the last entry from this list and pass it to email. So we'll click on Add Step, and I'll just use Python very briefly to pull the last entry from this list. We'll do this with just a few lines of code. This way, no matter how long our column is, we can always get the last value from that list. Now, when we run that code, we should get a new variable called data down here in the bottom left, which we do. So now we can click on Done Editing, and if we want to send an email, we can use the Send Email module. From here, we could customize the subject line, and then just pull that variable from our variables panel down here in the bottom left into the email body. Now, when we send this email, it'll come back with the information dynamically provided by SQL each time someone pushes to master. Now we just need to be sure to turn this script on. Pretty cool, right? Here at WayScript, we're working hard to be your internal tooling hub. If there's a solution that you need specifically, please let us know and we'll be happy to add it. If you have any questions about this script, please let us know that too and we'll help you out. Until next time.